Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I know just what you want on a Friday afternoon after lunch is somebody to talk to you about insurance, right? This is awesome. No, I am so honored and thankful to be here right now to talk to this group. Thank you to Tommy and the whole group that has put this all together. Um, when I think about just my parents and my story and how I got here to be able to speak about this, my parents had $20 when they got married. $20. My mom is Mexican and my dad is black, and so in the 60s and 70s, no one really wanted anything to do with them when it came to investing, buying homes, and doing all of those things. And so the one thing that for them, it was work hard, right? You work hard, you save your money. Work hard, save your money, right? And I think it's so neat to be able to be in a room like this and to have this space where everybody has a seat at the table and everybody is here to learn and to help each other to know what we need to do in order to not just work hard, but make our money work as hard for us as we do for it, right? So I'm here to talk about insurance, but not just your regular insurance, not your car insurance, but we can talk about that if you want to later. Not your homeowner's insurance or your builder's risk insurance or your, all the things that you need to have if you're investing in rental properties, all of those kinds of things. I'm actually here to talk about you and your insurance needs. A lot of people don't think about what's in it for me, my life insurance. Okay, I built this legacy, I have all of these things, I don't want anybody to take them away from me, or I want my parents and my kids and my family or my husband or my spouse, my wife, to make sure that they're protected if something happens to me, right? And that's a great thing. And most people don't know that there are 3 types of life insurance. There is whole, term, and there's also universal life insurance. And so I'm here to talk to you about those 3. I'm not going to go deep, okay? So just stay with me, all right? Promise? Okay, like I said, I'm going to make insurance fun. I told Tommy, I was like, I can do this. I know it's a tough topic, but he was like, I think that you guys need to hear it. Y'all are investors, right? Y'all are investors. You know what you're doing. And now it's time to take it up a notch. That's why I went all the way up, because we're going all the way up in terms of not just our money, but how do we invest it to maximize it? That's where I really picked that song. So let me see. I wonder if I have a clicker. Okay. So he's like, my life insurance is killing my savings. So a lot of people, when you think about your life insurance policy, it's how much you have to pay for your premiums, right? So for those of you guys, like I said, I'm going to start off real low. I'm going to keep it real high as I can, and we can go in a deep dive later. And back in the back, I'm here. That's what my team is for. But I have 20 years of insurance experience. You can go to the next slide. I wish I had a clicker. Do I have a clicker? Okay. More than half of the United States population is not prepared financially for the future. And then on top of that, less than half of those people have some form of life insurance. And it's probably not even the right one. Most people are carrying policies that do not cover what they need for their beneficiaries and for their financial needs. Guys, that's kind of scary. And most of us, it's like I said, we work really hard. We work hard, we save, we do all these things, but then if something happens, we're not in a position to kind of project ahead. And that's why I want to make sure, okay, how do we do this? You can go to the next slide. Strategies to plan, keep going. All right, that's me. Opened up my own insurance agency. I've been doing insurance for 20 years, guys. I've seen it all, from accidents and what happens after an accident to making sure that people have the right stuff that they need. I have 2 boys. I'm a husband. I've got all these little people. And that's why I want to say thank you to the team for letting me present after lunch. I was supposed to go a little bit earlier, but my little dude had a thing this morning. So thank you guys for giving me the grace to go and attend that. But most people they want to plan for their kids and they don't know how. The next slide. Okay, so really quickly, 3 kinds. Term, whole, universal. Term insurance. Does anybody know what that is? You do? Raise your hand. Okay, you look so pretty. I love your dress. What is your name? Kendra. Okay, what is term life insurance? Okay, yeah, go. Okay, good. Yes. All right. Okay. Yes. Very good. It's just what it says. It's a term set amount, and it's usually very good. Good job. Yay. It's usually for a set amount of time, and it is probably the least expensive. That's what he said. He goes, it's the cheapest kind. But guess what, guys? You got to have something. So everybody in here, you're going to get one of the 3 of these, okay? term insurance, it's the least expensive, it just provides the coverage that you need. So it puts something into place, okay? But it's for a set amount of time, and that's what it is. So it's over a term. Whole life insurance. Whole life insurance is a whole life, your whole lifespan. So it's a little bit longer. It's also a little bit more expensive because remember, it's going to carry you for probably as long as you live, but it does go that distance. And then the last one. And most people don't know about this one, but this has actually been in effect since the 80s. And the reason it went into effect is because in the 80s, they put in the tax code that there are certain things that you can take with capital gains without penalty. And that's what this does, is it's actually a component that is whole and it allows you to invest. So I love this part of it because it gives you those two components. Okay, go to the next slide. Perfect. I like this one. I was like, so tell me what you want, what you really, really want. There's all different kinds. And depending on which one that you want, if you want lifelong protection, whole and universal life are going to be probably the two that you're going to want to go with. I want to build tax efficient cash value, a whole or a universal life insurance policy. I want to be able to have access to my cash while I'm still alive, because everybody thinks about life insurance and it's like, well, that's after I'm dead. And this one allows you to have access to it while you are alive. And we'll talk about that in a second. I want the ability to raise or lower my premiums, right? Because you have to pay your insurance premium either every month, every year, however you have it set up. But this one, because you're investing on the investment side, you can actually say, I want to only pay like $100 towards this and I want to invest this part of it. There are pros and cons to that. However, you can adjust the amount that you have in your premium, as long as there's enough money to cover the actual policy amount. I want cost-efficient permanent coverage. A universal life insurance policy might be for you. And then you also have the guaranteed cash value growth. I want a guaranteed death benefit. I want a guaranteed premium level. The biggest thing, guys, is of all of these things, I want something out of here. How do you find out which one is the right one for you? And this is where just making sure that you guys have the knowledge, you know the options, and even right down here, I want the biggest benefit after I die, just get something. But one of these options in here is going to be something that you're going to want to do. So set one in place or pick some other things that you can customize in options, okay? All right. We'll make this one really quick. How does it work? Your premium pays. You can pay higher or lower premium payments. I know, right? As long as there's enough in there to cover the cost of your insurance payment. It has a cash value accumulation arm. So you're like, wait a second, how does that work? Basically, your policy is set up, and what it does, a portion of it goes to the policy premium, and a portion of it goes into an investment side, which is also based on interest rates. There's a few different kinds in there. Like I said, I'm going to briefly highlight these, but here's the thing, guys. My team are experts in this, and we make things really quick. We make them very easy and easy to understand, and we also put you in the right hands with people that are the experts, and they give you the options, and they say, here are the options. We try to make it really simple, because some things can get complicated really quickly, and that's one of the things we're like, hey, let's make it simple for you. And it's also flexibility. Like I said, you can adjust your coverages and your premiums over time, because guess what, guys? As you get older, your life insurance premium, it does go up. And so how do you make sure that you have the flexibility to be able to do that with what you've done in your investments and what the premium is? So that's why the universal life insurance policy allows you some of that leverage. All right, like I said, I can also make these slides available, so don't feel like you need to know all these things. Lifetime protection, it has a cash value. So I'm going to go into this one a little bit. Like all permanent life insurance policies, it has a built-in cash value that grows over time and it earns interest. That's the part that I think, as you guys are investors, you guys are probably a lot more savvy than the average Joe when it comes to looking at how to manage your portfolios. It has flexible premiums, and it also has the tax advantages down there at the bottom. So as the policy's cash value grows on a tax deferment basis, no taxes are owed on your current earnings. No taxes are owed on your current earnings or interest. That's pretty cool. That's the only kind of policy that ever does that. Okay, next slide. Oh, you can't see this one really well. I'm trying. Okay. Keep going. Actually, go back to the last one. One more. This one right here. One forward. Sorry. Here we go. Y'all can't see it, but I will just tell y'all because I can see it. There's the guaranteed one. Okay, so that's guaranteed. What that says is that the interest rate that you have that you put in there is guaranteed over the policy. Doesn't happen that often. It's probably the most safest one because it stays there, right? Then there is the index one. So you can pick it and it also varies on the interest rates. You can say, okay, the market is here, it'll fluctuate. And then there's also a variable one. What that means is you will select it and you will probably manage it like you would your portfolios, and you can pick and choose, okay? So there's the 3 different kinds. Oh, don't look at me like that, y'all. Okay, everybody, all right. Okay, all right, we're good. Keep going. One more. Okay. The biggest thing I want y'all to take away from this, okay, is that, yes, there's a lot of kinds of insurance. Yes, there's a lot of people that want to sell you something. Yes, there's a lot of times that people are like, hey, just get this, or you don't need this, or you don't need that. My biggest thing is I just want you to know that you need to have a life insurance policy in place. You can pick and choose whatever it is, but you need to have one of the 3, okay? You can always start with one and then grow into another one. You can start with the whole life insurance policy. And guess what? If you wanted to and you're building a house and add a term life insurance policy onto it, you can totally do that too. And it's set for a short amount of time if something happens to you and you want to make sure everything is okay. And then you can say, you know what, I want to know more about a universal life insurance policy because I don't know a whole lot. You can call us and ask us. That's what we're here to do. I believe in making sure that the people that are our clients, even if you buy insurance with us or not, that you at least have the information that you need to be able to make educated choices and decisions about this. And if you don't walk away with anything that I've said today, outside the fact that I have a black belt in judo, I also have a black belt in keeping it real about insurance. And the real part that I will tell you is that you really need to have some kind of life insurance policy. I like this slide, so I'm going to move out of the way if you want to take a picture of this one, because this one is actually probably my favorite one. Your term life insurance, it's limited to a specific term, just like we said. Your premiums are fixed. Does it build cash value? No, it does not. Do you get dividends? No, it does not. It is the less costly version, but it also has an income tax-free death benefit, so you have that right here. You move across your whole life insurance plan. The coverage, it's a lifetime insurance plan, so it's going to cover you until you die. The premiums are fixed. It is a little bit more expensive, but it builds cash value sometimes with guarantees, and it depends on when you set this up, what is it that you need. Does it pay dividends? Yes, it does. It's more expensive than the term, and yes, it does provide this. This universal life insurance plan, this is one that is going to maximize the amount of money that you put in because you're also investing. But this is one that you cannot set and forget. The only difference is that it does require maintenance. Every year, you're going to get your annual policy statements, and you will need to review them to make sure that you have enough money in the account so that it can cover not just the premiums, but also what you want to invest. Does that make sense? Perfect. Let's see. Okay, I get two questions? Okay, 2 questions, that's it. Yes?
Hold on.
Okay, oh.
I noticed on the universal that the cost is lower than whole. Is the only financial difference between the universal and the whole is that the universal doesn't pay out a dividend, and you can still use it for every other financial tool that you can use whole life for, and that's why it is lower? Or are there more differences as like financial options and tool that exists between the universal and the whole policy?
So the difference between the universal and the whole is that a portion of your policy premium goes to actually the policy, and then the other side, it goes into an investment. So like you're investing it, and it goes into like basically like an index fund.
But isn't that also true for a whole policy, that you have an asset accumulation with a whole? It's just
No.
No.
So like your whole life insurance policy, and then the universal component is a part of it.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. It's like a whole plus, if you want to think about it like that. Anybody else? No? Yeah. Yeah.
Hold steady.
Yeah. No, he's like, stand. All right. Okay, I like it. He's like, I'm here. I got questions.
If you have is there an insurance policy that you could have to where, say you have it for like 20 years and you pay it, and do you get a refund? Do they give you that back, or no?
Not yet.
Okay,
But I
no,
like it. I can talk to the people.
No.
I know
Well,
some people, not a lot, but I'll
no.
ask them.
Well, the reason I asked that, because I heard you mention a while ago that about some people just sell you a policy just to sell you a policy, but all the time what they'll tell you is not the truth. And what I just found out today, and I'd like to say thank you, Tommy, for inviting me here to this seminar, because I just found out that I was just told something that after 20 years I would get a refund back for what I done paid in on the insurance. So now what you're saying, I'll quit looking for that in 2028.
You know, I would say that with the insurance market, there's things that are always changing, right? And especially as, you know, we look at how homes, people, everything ages over time. We are getting more expensive because we're living longer. And some of the things that we have, and some of the, you know, just the different things we're able to work through. And I would hope that there's something like that, where if you don't have to use it, you can get your money back, because I do like that. And we want to make sure that we maximize your savings as well. We try to make sure that there are options that fit your budget. There are things that I want on here, but maybe I'm not in the position to do it right now. But how do I get there? And that's one of the things I think is the most important thing, that you have an agent, because somebody, oh, he said something about, I was told I got a refund, I didn't. Everybody's like, yeah, get the insurance, man, get him. We're here to help. And sometimes if you don't know your coverages, that's when you're in a seat for disappointment, because it wasn't what you expected. And that's why we try to be really clear on what we have, what your policy covers, and what it does not cover, and what you can expect. So hopefully you guys will find me. Like I said, if you type in Geico Victoria Elliott, you'll find me. If you type in Geico Dallas, you'll see me. I have a team, and they're the most amazing people, and they really do care about how we treat our policyholders. And it may not always be with us. We'll tell you, keep your policy what you have. It's a really good one. And if something changes, give us a call, because you have a good policy at a great rate.